And we're live.
Hi, everyone. Hopefully you can see me. All right, let me just move myself to the middle of the screen here. And awesome. Well, welcome to the Conscious Goddess Hour. It's the full moon in its August full moon. I'm like, what month is it? And yeah, today we're talking about, when I saw that it was going to be the full moon, I realized that I wanted to do a reading because this is something that I've been doing for many years and have been trained in and really letting people know that I do this. And I also combine something called NLP, which if you've seen the other two broadcasts or listened to the archive replays, you will hear me talk about NLP. If you could just give me 1 second, I have music on and I'm finding it actually very distracting. 1 second. All right. Sorry about that. I thought that would actually help, but I'm very auditory, so I want to be able to hear everything that comes to me, and I also tap into what comes to me visually. I connect with feelings in my body, so I'll be doing a reading on everything. And someone wrote in a request for today, and I realized that, I was writing, a lot of people don't know what NLP is, but also how do I combine intuition with NLP? So I listen to my intuition. I also receive messages from people's higher selves, their guides, my guides, and angels, and, whatever you believe in. Some people don't believe in that, and that's totally okay. That's not a part of everything that I do. I only really tap into that when people believe in that, and also, And if the person I'm working with isn't into that kind of stuff, I don't bring it up. Today, though, is the full moon in Aquarius, and I did write I don't know if you're going to be able to see it very well, but I did write let me see here. I wrote an article on, let's see here. Let's see if we can move that. Hopefully you can see this. And I wrote an article on my website, which is theconsciousgoddess.com, and I wrote full moon in Aquarius, and it was like letting shit go. And what I learned about Aquarius is, that they are, they can be really independent, they're very progressive, they're independent, original, they're humanitarian, and also you can see here some of the things is that they run from emotional expression, which I thought was really interesting because the full moon is really about, what I say here is that we can become aware of and awaken and open to our intuition as well as our emotional body. So I thought, what a perfect time to do readings. And what does it mean to combine NLP? Well, NLP is, what I say it is, what's neuro-linguistic programming. It's how our thoughts are coded, the words we use, our body language, and the subconscious or the unconscious messages that I'm receiving. So it's perfect combination. So let me see here. How do I get back? Stop share and get myself on the screen here. All right. So can I make this any bigger? Let me see. I can't. All right. So hopefully you can see me on the screen there. All right. So what I'm going to do first is, and if you want to learn more about neurolinguistic programming, you can go to my website, which is tamarabroughton.com. And you can learn about all my services and things there. And I'm actually really excited. I worked with a woman named Kelly Deals the other day, and we talked about our messaging. And it was really cool because she said to me that because I've, invested about 20 years into all of my studies, ranging from music, DJing, theater, psychology, nutrition, and then again, this NLP, and more specifically, into nutritional cleansing and all of those things. She said that I have a body of work. So how cool is that to all of a sudden realize that I have a body of work and that I'm going to create my own methodology. So stay tuned for that. One of my projects is obviously the Conscious Goddess, and that's what this is. I'm also the founder of the Conscious Goddess Festival. And, excuse me, I do have a cold, which is kind of rare for me. I'm also in my own moon time. So yesterday I was on the couch all day and stayed in my pajamas. I gave myself permission to do that. So if you hear me sniffling or sneezing, and I probably should have grabbed Kleenex, but bear with me, please. All right. So first of all, I want to say thank you to Rachel at New Earth International for her broadcasting, New Earth Broadcasting. And you can find her on Facebook. I think it's called New Earth Broadcasting on Facebook. And you can just search New Earth International and you'll be able to find all of her other shows. And her mission and vision is to give women a voice. It came to her in a dream. And I'm really passionate and inspired to support her in making that a reality through our show as well. And so thank you, Rachel, for that. She's my producer. She's producing the show right now. So first of all, I want to talk a little bit about how I prepare to receive intuition. So if you want to join me in a little bit of a grounding meditation, I always really like to start with gratitude. And if you've been working with me for a while, you'll have done this gratitude meditation. Every day I do gratitude before I go to bed. And it's a great way to start your day as well. So let's breathe in, release, and imagine something that you are so grateful for. And it may have even been something that was kind of negative that taught you a lesson, or maybe there was a release, or maybe you let go of something, or maybe something came into your life recently that you really love, or someone that you're really grateful for. And imagine that they're in front of you. And if you're not a very visual person, just imagine that they're there. See or sense or get a feeling that they're right in front of you. And once you have that, start to see the gratitude energy or feel the gratitude energy around this thing or this person or this experience that you've had. And really get that, that feeling or that visual of what gratitude is. And maybe there's a warmth to it, or there's a coolness to it. Maybe there's a texture. Maybe it's soft and fluffy and fuzzy. Maybe it sounds like a beautiful song or a flute or water or something, whatever that gratitude starts to, create a sensation around it or a visual around it. And then once you get that very clear, that gratitude energy, I want you to take a big breath in and inhale that energy into your body. And maybe you're starting to feel warmer or cooler or more relaxed as this gratitude energy, maybe there's a light to it, a color, and you start to sense and feel and melt into this gratitude. And let your muscles relax as it permeates all the way through your brain cells, all the way through your neck, shoulders, arms, your heart, your solar plexus, all the way into your sacral area, your womb or your intestines, groin area, your legs, your knees, and just let it fill you up all the way down through your feet. And let's bring this gratitude energy into the earth. And imagine maybe that it's a gold crystal energy that's going into the earth, being very gentle and grateful to our Mama Earth, giving back some gratitude to her as we go through the layers of the earth, thanking her all the way, and into the core ball of fire. And as we connect with the center of the earth, Continuing to breathe. Bring this gold, beautiful energy, whatever it is for you, bring it back up through the earth. Maybe collecting some nutrients along the way. Again, thanking the earth. And bring that energy back up through your feet. So now we're grounded. Up through your legs. Bring that energy into your heart. Breathing in, releasing. Now imagine that this beautiful gratitude energy is now coming up through your heart, up through your neck, your shoulders, your neck, your face, through your brain, continuing to breathe in and out. And then allow the energy to come out of the top of your head, through all of your hormonal glands, your pineal gland, and up into the universe, calling in for protection. And allow that energy, which I always see as an indigo, crystal indigo energy, whatever it is for you. Maybe it's white, maybe it's gold, it's light, maybe there's a rose color. And going all through the universe, again, saying thank you for everything that we have been given, all of the great information that is going to come to us today, that is going to be beautiful and safe and perfect for all of us. And let that energy circle around and come back through the top of your head and in through your body, down through to your heart, connecting with that gold energy from the earth or whatever that energy was for you. And just let it pulse, this gratitude energy in your heart. Let it pulse and flood your body. And then let that gratitude energy fill the whole space around you. Let's create a little bubble for ourselves today that, is easily going to, melt and open when we are done today. But for right now, let's stay in this gratitude energy for ourselves. And when you feel ready, come back into the room, come back to the now, and join me. So that is so great that we did that, because I didn't get a chance to do that for myself. And I also I always like to do a little bit of a smudge, and I'm gonna smudge you, and I'm gonna smudge myself, and everyone that sent questions in today, and also connecting with the full moon, which I did when I was up in the universe, and all the other planets, which I didn't mention, but connecting with the full moon. So I have Palo Santo, I think it's called. And this one is really good for clearing out any negativity. So I'm going to send that out for you, and I'm going to see the highest evolved you for these readings. And remember that all of the readings are meant for everyone watching or listening. So I'm sending out this beautiful, this smells so good. It's a tree, it's wood from California, I believe. Palo Santo? I hope I have it right. And you might want to look it up and see how it's used in ceremony. And then also removing anything that isn't serving us today and clearing the space of negativity. And also clearing all of the chakras and connecting. And I will let it burn over here. So I always like to do that. And, everybody has their own way of doing it. Calling in I also have amber here. It's a little piece that I have that someone gave me. And I love the smell of it. And it's a great perfume, but you can use it in ceremony as well. You can use it in sweat lodges. You can put it on the hot rock and it sends out a little smoke. And it's a really beautiful smelling amber. If you can get this from a health food store or a new age rock shop or something like that, it is so awesome to have with you to just kind of connect with the smell. And I have, my senses are really open to everything, sight, sound, smell. So everything is very amplified. And yeah, so however you want to call in for your guides and your protection, please do that now. And I'm connecting with all of my guides, my higher self, my guardian angel, the Mother Earth, the One Mother, the Great Spirit, Creator, and all of the angels that support me in my work. They've come to me very clearly and proven to me time and time again that they are with me. And so I trust them. I trust what they send to me. And trust me, I was not always like this. I was very skeptical of this kind of stuff. And I didn't want to become addicted, which actually ended up happening. And then I released it all. I got rid of everything except for a few set of cards, which I have with me today, which are going to help with the readings. And yeah, so let's get started. Make sure that I wanted to show you how I prepare for that. All right, so I'm going to do a general reading really quickly to connect with the full moon. And I'm learning so much about the moon and the waning moon, the waxing moon, the new moon. I have a new moon goddess circle that I host here every month and invite women from my community to come and sit and share their goals and their dreams and support each other and share our gifts. This coming new moon, which is on September 1st, we are going to, which is in Virgo, and we are going to be sharing, a friend of mine, Trina, is going to be sharing her a beautiful cleansing water ceremony, as well as a womb rite. I think it's a Moon womb rite, rite of passage, and anybody that receives it can share it. So it's going to be very beautiful. All right, so connecting with the full moon in Aquarius. So I like to use muscle testing, and we are connected. All right. All right, so I really, give me 1 second. I forgot to grab a deck of cards that I use all the time, and that's very interesting that I didn't bring it down here because I have tons of cards. 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. Thank you. So I am going to forgive myself for having twice now left this broadcast because the full moon in Aquarius they're not necessarily about perfection as much as, say, Virgo is, but they're a little feisty. So I'm going to forgive myself, and I want to make sure that I have everything here because these are the cards from Caroline Myss. They're called archetype cards, and I believe that they were one of the ones that survived the purge that I did. All right, so I always knock 3 times, kind of clear the deck of any residual energy, and then I simply shuffle. And okay, so we got a few here. All right. I think, wow, we got a few. All right, so I want to make sure that I get to everyone's readings. Let me share with you, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people send in questions. And I do believe that this will be, they will be readings for everyone. All right, so what do I have here? Well, first one that comes up is prostitute. Now you might be like, what the? All right, so the shadow attribute places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. Whew. And the light attribute accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Wow, I know this is so huge for so many people right now, including myself. And really deciding what is very important. And so I'm going to do a reading on this card. I won't be able to do a reading on all of them, but I will share all of them with you, because I do believe that this, selling ourselves out for money or material things, rather than sharing our gifts and embodying self-worth. So what I'm sensing for this is becoming really, really clear and aware of how you are, going about your day, like what does that look like to other people? What do you stand for? What do you, as far as empowering yourself, what are you doing? Are you teaching things that you're not necessarily doing? Which I catch myself on sometimes, especially, long time ago when I first got into all of this stuff. I would catch myself doing that. I got selling yourself out and selling yourself short. And anything else? Yeah, not connecting in with our true heart's desire and what we truly, truly want to do with our lives. And instead taking neither the easy road or the easy way out or the quick route, or, just ignoring, things like little fibs and little lies and things that aren't true, just to move ourselves ahead. So instead, what we can do is step back. What I like to do is step back, go meta, look at my life, look at myself in my life, see myself, and this is an NLP integration, see myself in my life. And am I happy? Am I doing what I love? Am I inspired? Am I empowered? Am I authentic? All right, so the next one was martyr. And these are really powerful. Addiction to self-pity. May have had that happen to me yesterday when I wasn't feeling so well. I always say, throw yourself a pity party, but don't expect anyone to come. But at the same time, how long do you want to live there? So you want to, acknowledge that time and give yourself some space to really hone in on the wounds and those pieces of yourself that need healing. Absolutely. Don't ignore them, because they're just going to come up bigger, louder, and grosser. A light attribute for martyr is learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. I know for me personally, not having children, any siblings, I don't have any, nieces and nephews. I do have friends with kids who I love a lot and I'm involved in their life, but not that much. So what is the purpose of my life? And what I've come to realize is I am healing the cycle from my lineage and my ancestors. And I believe we all are. You keep hearing people say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Well, here's why. Because we are the ones that are waking up to new life, a new way of thinking, creating new patterns in our brain, saying no to, the stuff that's coming in through the news or TV or stuff like that. I did give up TV years ago. And also I don't listen to the radio. So, cause having this training in NLP made me so keenly aware of all of the subliminal messages that were coming. And I want to be the one to filter what goes in and out of my brain. That's why I don't watch scary movies. That's why, I just don't do that. I'm very clear about what I want to go in my head. Now, that doesn't mean I don't indulge in, fun, like what I love some of the shows on Netflix and I watch them and I'm like, I call it brain fluff. But honestly, even I look at those things and I go, these are people, it's very light. It's very fun. It does open me up to certain things that are going on around the world. And of course, yes, I do stay up to date on, but I filter which kind of stuff I want coming in. But at the same time, I'm also delving back into some topics around racism and politics and things like that, and talking with my friends who share the same values as me. So that's the other thing too. When I got into holistic nutrition, I feel like at the very beginning, it was like I was a martyr, and I was like, this is, now I realize that, that I needed to go through that experience to get me to where I am now. And now I'm much more humble, and I really listen, and I want to be compassionate. Exorcist came up. So thanks to the full moon giving us all of this today. Fear of facing your own demons. And, some people that'd be really scary. For me, when I was going through panic attacks and anxiety, if somebody would have told me, hey, face your demons, I would have been like, yeah, no, see you later. And I always tell the story about Debbie Ford. She's passed on. And her work around, the shadow work. She worked with Deepak Chopra for many years, and she wrote Dark Side of the Light Chasers. I sat in her one-day workshop, front row, and she said, today we're going to face our demons. And I was like looking at the door, and I was in the heart of these anxiety attacks. So basically, and then the light attribute, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. So if you're, you're a practitioner, or you're a coach, or you're someone who, works with people in, maybe you're a counselor or a social worker, or in some way in your work, you support people and help them with their problems. Definitely my message for you would be to make sure that you're full. And if you do want to give to others, and you want to, send love and light, send it through universal love. Right now, so many of us are suffering and barely getting by, and we're trying to give too much. So, but if you are full and delicious, and you have more than enough to give, and you are oozing with, you have abundance in your life, and you have, time flexibility, and, things are fairly balanced, then yes, you can really give to others in this capacity. But facing your own demons, you definitely want to ask for help with that, because there are ways to do this where the work that I do, I allow people to rise above the situations. And that's why I gave that tool just a second ago, to rise above those situations and be able to see them from a safe distance, rather than in sort of typical, maybe counseling or therapy, they would, dredge up the past, and the next thing you know, a person's being re-triggered. And we don't want that. We want to stay above it, looking at it, and then work with the learnings that are coming. And the last one is Messiah. These cards are crazy. Exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. So yeah, that, we've seen that happen quite a bit, probably, and maybe have been there ourselves. And the light attribute, serving humanity and humility. Humility is definitely a part of my brand, because I couldn't, in my 20s, it was like I was up in people's faces about everything, and then I, discover something else, and then I'm right about that, and I'm right about this, and I'm right about that, and everyone else is wrong. And so, once I went through my own panic attacks and anxiety, I was very humbled, and so now I practice humility, like where, checking in with myself. All right, I want to make sure I get to these readings now. All right, so the first one we have is from my friend Cress, and she wants to know what she would like guidance to enjoy the changes with ease, grace, and flow of finding a new place, moving my business forward. So she's got two questions here. So guidance to enjoy the changes with ease, grace, and flow. All right, full moon. All right, I got one card here. And let's see what we got here. Oh, it's funny because it was the card that I saw. And you see that? And It's funny because it was the first one I saw, and I thought should just pick that one, and then it came back up anyways. And then, so those are, so I'm choosing from a deck that was gifted to so many, to our festival last year. I think she gave us, her name is MJ. No, MJ? Anyways, her website is expecttobeempowered.com. And she gave us these beautiful cards, so many of them, a whole bunch of them to give out to our volunteers and our speakers. And all right, so this was the first card, like I said. So this is for you, Chris. And anyone else that is looking for guidance with new changes to experience grace, flow, and finding a new place. Recognize you are surrounded by angels, keeps you at peace and in your power. It is important for you to know that you are not alone. You are surrounded by the angels. Although some of your experiences may appear to be solitary, guidance is only a prayer away. So one of the messages I've been getting a lot lately is we cannot receive unless we ask. And then 2 days ago, the woman Kelly that I was doing a lightning session with, she said, ask for more than you need. So what if we did that? Instead of asking for, I just need to make my rent. It's like, ask for more, right? Affirmations. My body, mind, and soul allow peace into my life, knowing I am worthy of serenity, which leads us to the question around her moving her business forward. And so I like to add in an anchoring statement. So let's go with this. I love how it feels when my body, mind, and soul allow peace into my life. I love knowing I am worthy of serenity. Beautiful. And the next one is the Goddess cards, and it's Siege, Quiet Time. And the first thing that just popped into my head is for people who have very active minds, who are high processors, they're thinking all the time. They get exhausted very quickly, and everyone around them gets exhausted. And I know this because if you ask any of my friends, if I don't slow down, people tell me all the time that just being with me tires them out. And I don't really want that. I want people to feel energized and lifted up and empowered and inspired. So, I'm gauging where I give that energy and where I step back, and I'm more in a receiving and more of a listening, watching space. She says, take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. So here are some messages around that. It's really about quiet time. So I don't use the word take. So I would say I love seeing myself creating quiet time to rest, meditate, and contemplate. And so for the high thinkers, I wouldn't necessarily contemplate. So I would rest and meditate. And then when you come out of it, you might want to journal and contemplate. And then for your business, let's see. These ones here. All right, so here we go. So anyone that is wanting to move their business forward, this is also for you. Okay, so here we go. Oh, 2 cards came. All right. And I always like to double check first. I muscle test to make sure that these are the cards. Yes. All right, so first one is sensitivity. You're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. So let me do a quick reading on that. She's holding a staff with crystals, and I wanted to let you all know that I have crystals here with me. I have citrine, I have rose quartz, a nice big heart one that I got from my friend Hannah as a wedding present. That's a big juicy one. I have this little pyramid with the crystals, so that's in this card here. And underneath that, I have moldavite, which is from outer space. It came from Comet, I believe. Very powerful, so it enhances the power of everything going on here. And then I don't know what this is. This was gifted to me recently, but I wanted to have a turquoisey green blue stone here. And then I have a sort of a sky blue and white one that I don't know what that is. And then I have selenite here as well. So just wanted to let you know I have that all here with me. I have water with frankincense in it that I'm drinking. And if you want to get some frankincense that you can drink, and again, I wanted to have all the elements here, and I have a plant right here as well. All right, so sensitivity. So love this card. Look at her. She's beautiful. All right, so moving your business forward. So first thing I heard is like, again, one of those words, and again, this is the NLP piece, is the word itself, busyness, right? So maybe find a new way to talk about your business, your career, your vocation, your livelihood. Choose other words. I heard treat your business like you would your child. So let it grow, be patient, nourish, educate, do fun things with it. Everything that you would a child. And this is something that I know I'm doing for my, with my career as well and my projects. I like saying projects because it's like a projection. Or my soul projects, or my, there's many things you can say. So, yeah, like a child. Children are sensitive. They're sensitive. Are you tuning into the sensitivity of your project, your career, your vocation, your livelihood? Are you tuning into its sensitivities? And you might want to write a letter to your business asking what it is that it needs. And what I do is I write out one full page of lined paper. I write dear, and then I would say, dear the conscious goddess. And I would say, write a letter to her. And then I would flip it over and I would say, dear Tamara, and write the letter signed the conscious goddess. And then I would sign the first side. So you ask the questions and then you flip it over and you let the answers come to you through the energy, because everything is energy. So beautiful. And then also justice. Beautiful card as well. Your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. Whoa, I just got goosebumps big time. So I know Cress and I know her work is important. So yeah, tune into the sensitivity and then remember that it's about others. Focus on how your career serves others and get a little bit more clear on your ideal client. Get a little bit more clear around your messaging. I do know that, when sometimes we adopt, like for me, NLP, this is what I got the last couple of days, is that now that I have all of these tools, I'm going to create my own set of guidelines for what it is that I offer, and I'm going to call it something else. That is something that I would consider for you. If you already have that, if you already got great branding and you want to move your business forward, this would be a message to go back to focusing on your client, go back to focusing on your customer, their needs, and get very clear about that and make it about them. And then everything else about your business will be taken care of. And I've learned that through network marketing. It's a very not an easy thing to learn. All right, carrying on. So I don't have much time now. Pilar says, how do I move towards being more economically abundant? I am starting my work as a mentor for women empowerment. I know things take time, but at times I get frustrated. Thank you. So this is a big part of all of our mission as far as coaching and mentoring. And so far, for what I've seen from on your website, PR is absolutely beautiful. I feel like you are very wise for your age. I feel like you've come to this planet with a very, very clear purpose, and you know what that is. So economically abundant. I always like to look at the words that people choose. How do I move more towards being economically abundant? So I like that you said towards, because that means you're moving forward. And okay, so as women, we use the word just a lot. So I would suggest becoming very, very acutely attuned to the word just. So I'm just doing this. I'm, you know, I just want this. And women tend to say it a bazillion times more than men. Be quick here. And, oh, here's the message for you. Get specific. Get specific about your goals. There's a big difference between saying, I want more money, and saying, I want to be earning per month of passive income by this much, by this time. One is vague, the other is specific. What you focus on increases. If you focus on something vague, what shows up is vague. Consider the analogy of using a magnifying glass to burn a hole in a paper. You need to get the light to a fine point, then focus it for long enough to make a big difference. Get specific about what you want, including dates and numbers, and if appropriate. Imagine it vividly, and then feel how you'll feel when you've got it. So go into the outcome of your goals. Stand in that goal. How do you feel? What does it look like? What are people saying to you? What are you saying to yourself? I'm going really quickly here because I only have a few minutes. And get very clear about that. Embody it. And check for any negative words in there. And then also, every day you get up, make sure that your goals are, and how you want to feel is aligned with that outcome. Okay, and that's from the Instant Wealth cards that I love. Excuse me. Jamie Smart is his name. So you can find these online if you want them. And these are called Instant Wealth cards. All right, so a question here. I want to know more about James, if I will ever meet him, and whether it will happen sooner or later. All right. So these are definitely the archetype cards and the belief cards. All right. This is big. All right. Okay, I'm asking for miracles here. All right, so the archetype, which is, again, this might be influencing, and for anybody who's looking for someone who wants to, maybe has a long lost family member, a friend, anybody who's missing somebody or a pet or something like this. Mediator, shadow attribute, negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. And so again, you know, focusing too much on ourselves and what we need and what we want versus how this will help the other person. What will this be and do for them? So in this case, James. Gift for negotiating fairness is the light attribute. So gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life. Respect for both sides. All right. So again, respect for both sides is the message I got from that one. And that's the picture if you want to look at it closely. I know you can't see it if you're listening, but it's a woman with in the middle that looks very much like the person who asked this question. And a man on one side and a woman on the other side. And you're holding hands. So let me see here. All right, so let's see. So the one that came up is, it's a belief buster card. And so it says you can chunk down a belief statement by asking for specifics about who, which, and what. To answer your question, the person brings more data into their awareness. This can lead them to reevaluate the belief. If I don't, so here's an example. If I don't control people, then things won't turn out right. Control who specifically? I can't use, here, I just want to make this more relatable. So what elements of this belief could usefully gather more information about? So what I'm getting from this is what do you feel? What is your intuition around this? Go deeply within, and I'm going to reach out to this person and help them go deeper within their own intuition and their own beliefs. Because once we can we can get to the core belief of what the energy is you're putting out there. Are you repelling or are you attracting? And there was another question from Google Plus from Before Belief. Where will I be lying this time next year? So it's interesting question because in spirit, there's location is kind of tricky, but I find it interesting that you chose the word lying, and so I would be curious to know a little bit more about this person. But I'm guessing that like where you'll be living is maybe what you meant to post. So, but you wrote lying. So that's always interesting. And it's not a capital I, it was a small I. So intuitively, I'm getting that you want to expand yourself. You want to be bigger. You want to have a bigger influence, and you want to be in a place where, and again, I'm connecting with the full moon here, so I'm getting all kinds of, and also with this person's, let me check in, am I connected with this person's guides or higher self? Okay, so that you want to go somewhere where you can have more influence. And so that's what I'm getting. So what's on your dream board? What's on your vision board? What gets you excited? What places, like, write down the places that you want to live, and rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. And 10 being like, I would love to live there. That would just be amazing. That's where you're going to have the most influence. And let's just see what's preventing you from being there right now. I only have a couple minutes. All right. All right. I want to make sure that I get this. So, all right. What's preventing you? And again, if you're moving or you want to change in scenery, there we go. I got athlete. All right. So that's the archetype that's driving you. The shadow is misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability and entitlement. The entitlement seems to be a huge theme right now. Light attributes, dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, develop of personal willpower and strength of spirit. So, like all of us, more personal development, more spiritual development, more emotional development. And how can you do that? And start writing down what you can do in those areas that will light you up. Do the things that you think you have to do. Do the things that light you up, that how you want to feel, and then do that thing. Do the thing that's going to make you feel that way, or give you the tools that you need for feeling that way. That's what I'm getting. I want to make sure that I answer all of these. Amy, I took an amazing job at the beginning of July, but it wasn't as transparent as I'd hoped. I truly believe in the project, and I'm wondering what, if anything, can be done to move forward. All the staff are willing to make it work, or should I move in another direction? So my first instinct, because I know this person, is that you're a giver. You want to help, you want to support, you want to give. You want to give so much that the next thing you know, you're, things are happening in your personal life that you're not having your own needs met. So let me just choose this card, and I'm going to have to finish things up here. And so the questions that I didn't answer, I will draw a card for. Let's see what we have here. I love and approve of myself. I appreciate all that I do. I am good enough just as I am. I speak up for myself. I ask for what I want. I claim my power. Let me just connect with you, Amy. Connect with your higher guides. Is this the place for Amy? I'm getting a no. I tried it a few times. What came to me, what I heard was, whatever this is about that gets you so excited, how can you build this? How can you grow on this? How can you find this somewhere else or create it yourself? I hope that was all helpful for everyone today, and you learned a few things about readings and then integrating them with a new kind of language. And yeah, happy full moon in Aquarius. Please visit my website, which is theconsciousgoddess.com, and subscribe to my conscious love letters. I'm building my list there, and I'm going to be sending out playlists, tips for events and production, all kinds of stuff. All of the upcoming broadcasts. Next week I have Serena Myers on, and I can't remember what she wrote me, but she's talking about branding. Oh, being authentic in your brand. And if you don't know what branding is and you have a business, then you need to know what that is. But she is amazing. I love her, and she's going to be helping me with branding the Conscious Goddess, actually. So I'm excited to have her on next week. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks to New Earth International, and we will see you next week, Thursday at 11 a.m., or listen to the replay and archives at theconsciousgoddess.com.